Now, we are going to learn something called as a pivot table, or you can even pronounce it as a pivot table, pivot or pivot, your wish, your comfort and convenience. You can go with any pronunciation. So I'll call it pivot. Now, what does a pivot table do and how is it different from this regular table that we are in? Pivot tables are very, very user friendly and they help you present your data in a much flexible manner, and you can summarize the data the way you want. That is the main advantage. It helps you create summary reports, allows you to summarize the data in specific formats of your choice depending on your requirement. And these are extensively used. Okay, so how do I create a pivot table from here? One option is on the table ribbon, we have this option here called as summarize with pivot table. So we can click on that, or we could go to the home insert ribbon. In the insert ribbon, the very first option on the top left corner, insert ribbon, the very first option is pivot table. If I click on it, also it will create a pivot table. Once I click on it, you see this window, create pivot table window. It's saying that we need to choose the data that we would like to analyze by representing it in pivot table format. So I need the complete range of data, coffee chain data that I have named in this table. If you want to select a different range, you can just click there and you can even select a different range. Okay, here I will not go ahead and disturb it because I want the complete range of data. Then where to place the pivot table? You can have it in the existing sheet itself. It will come on one side of the existing sheet, but let's not disturb it because this is really big data. So I will just go ahead and create a new worksheet. The pivot table has to be placed in a new worksheet. Okay. So what will happen is a new sheet is opened where the pivot table is kept. All right. Now let's see how to work with it. I will just move this sheet down to the side here and give it a name. Let's say pivot table 1. This is the table. Only when you click in the table, on the left side, this field list will appear. List of fields, pivot table fields. When you click in any other cell outside this range of the pivot table, the field list will disappear. Okay, then when I go back and click in the pivot table again, the field list will appear. Along with that, 2 other contextual ribbons will appear. Contextual ribbons because depending on the context they are coming. Even when I'm working with table, the table ribbon comes. It is not going to be present all the time. Depending on what we are working with, they show up when necessary. So while we are in a pivot table, we have 2 ribbons on the top. Pivot table analyze as well as design. Okay, these are 2 other things which have come up. Now for our comfort and convenience, I'm first going to increase the size, font size. Let me go to home, increase it. Yeah, slightly this also. I will increase the column width also. Okay, now this looks better. Now we will begin. This is the very first pivot table that we are constructing. Okay, so let's go here. On the right side, you will be able to see the complete list of fields present in that connection, present in that coffee chain data, using which we are trying to create the pivot table. You see the complete list is available. Okay. Under that, because if the list is very big and if you're like, not very comfortable every time to scroll and then select a field, you can search for it here. There is a search box, field name, you can search for it. Suppose I start typing in profit. See all the fields which have PRO. Now let me put F, PROF. All the fields with the word profit in them have appeared. Then you can go and use whichever field you might want to use. Okay. If it's a really big list of fields, you can search for a field. You need not keep scrolling up and down. Then we have filters, columns. There's a box for columns. There's a box called as rows, and there's a box called as values. Okay, what is the purpose of each of these boxes? We shall see now. First, let's talk about columns. So how do we start building a pivot table? Is by dragging the fields and dropping them into these boxes, rows, columns, and values. When I take any field and drop it in the columns shelf, okay, I'm simply telling Excel to take the data from that field, look at the members present in that field, and arrange them as columns inside the pivot table. So you see, this is one column. This is one column. Latte, mocha is one column. Chamomile, one column. Colombian, one column. It's arranging them as columns. All right. Column labels have come. These are the labels. And column labels comes with a drop-down icon next to it because this acts like a filter. If there is some field which we do not require, certain member that might not be required, okay, we can go ahead and deselect it. Let's say I don't want mocha, I don't want Darjeeling. Now you see what has happened. Those two members are gone. So just because we drag and drop a field, it does not mean that we should always use the complete data from that field. We can go ahead and remove the members that we are not interested in. Now let me go back and select them again. So bring back Darjeeling, bring back mocha. All right. It is as simple as that. Nothing complicated. When you drag a field into the columns box, you are simply telling Excel to arrange the members in that field as columns, and that is what it does. On the other hand, if I take it to the rows shelf, okay, I'm asking it to arrange the members as rows. As you can see, they are arranged as rows, one below the other. This is a row. This is a row. This is a row, right? They are arranged as rows. And we have row labels right now. Again, when you click there, you can sort it in ascending order or descending order. Okay, we have that option. We can go ahead and remove some members which might not be required. So these options are anyway going to be there. Next. So you decide the structure of your table by taking fields into columns and rows, and you can even take multiple fields. Let's take product type now. And if I put product type after product, the placement is also important. If I put it after product, first is product, then is the type, right? So accordingly, it is arranged here. First is the name of the product, then the type. This is of type coffee. This is of type espresso. This is of type espresso. You can see it, right? That way. Now, I'm not liking it that way. Let's rearrange it. So what I'll do is I'll bring product below product type. Okay, I brought it under product type. Now you see, accordingly, the data got restructured in my pivot table. The first member is product type. So that will appear first. Under each product type, whichever products are there are listed out. These 4 members come under espresso. These 3 members come under herbal tea. And these 3 members belong to tea, the normal tea. Okay, so the arrangement of the members is also important.